Let's talk about the sync with cloud. This is for the situation where you have two or more people in your company and you want to share the database. This is a real convenient feature to do that. It works by setting up an organization ID, so everybody in your organization will have the same organization ID. Notice on the top right of the screen. So let's go through the process of setting it up. First of all, you need to buy a subscription. So you you get a default organization ID, but when you first install the program, and then just use that. Click on Buy Subscription, Buy Sync Subscription, and you confirm it. And click Buy. Now this options here says use existing Apple ID. That's your iTunes. What they're talking about is your iTunes login. So put in your iTunes login. Like so. Test one here. Okay, now you get another prompt. Now this is going to be your login for the subscription itself, and this is what all the computers, all your iPads who want to use it will be. So create another login, whatever you want. I'm going to use the same one, but it could be anything you want. And click OK. And now it's enabled. Now, whatever iPad you use to create the subscription, that's the organization ID that you want to um, use. Um, so your other iPads, you want to change the ID to this one. In other words, the ID that you use to create the subscription is going to be the ID that you use for all the devices that you're going to use the subscription on. There, you can have up to 5 devices. So to change an ID, just touch the change button, type in the number of the ID that you want, and then touch it down. That's really all there is to it. And to sync, on any of the devices, you just simply touch sync with cloud, and that's all there is to it. Now, by default, um, you can use 5 different iPads, or actually, it'll work with Windows SBIT Master too. So 5 different iPads with SBIT Master installed um, can be used with the subscription. So you only need to set up the subscription on one device, and that's the device with that particular device or organization ID is what you're going to use for all the subscriptions. And you're going to use the same login. So the login you just created when you created the subscription is the login you're going to use on all the devices. And a word about the 5 device limit. You can actually get around that. Let's say you have 7 devices you want to use, 7 apps, 7 iPads with an SBIT master in each one. When you hit the limit of 5, it's going to tell you that not only is to sync when you do it to sync, but if you just click or touch remove this device, now it's gone. That isn't really a problem. This device is removed from the count. Now you have, if we had 5, now we have 4. Now we can go to another device and do a sync, and it will be added and replaces the one we just removed. And if you when you do a sync, it adds it back in. So another device will use this ID, this device ID, which is not visible to you, but there's a unique ID for the device that it goes by. So if you have more than 5 devices, just when you're done syncing, just simply touch remove this device button. That particular device is removed. The next device you use to sync will be added into it, and so you can actually really sync as many devices as you want with that subscription. Just remember to touch remove this device button after each sync. Um, None of that's necessary if you're using less than 5. It'll just uh, be no problem. But if you hit the 5 device limit, you may want to use this button called remove this device and remove it after each sync. There's another button related called force sync to cloud. That's really the same thing. Difference is normally when you do a sync, only the changes go to the cloud or the backend database, I call it, in the server. When you do a force sync to cloud, all the entire database is forced into the cloud. So there may be one device that has a database that you want to use for all your devices. Just do a force sync. Then when everybody else syncs, they will get that particular database that you just forced into the cloud. So normally you don't need to use that, but if there's one device that has the database that you are sure is the one you want to use for all the devices, do a force sync. And the empty button is used, that will empty the whole database. It takes a couple of clicks before you can actually empty it, but you empty the database and then you sync again, it brings it back into the device. So if you have a device with garbage on it and you want to sync the database, you just empty it by clicking the empty button, click down here and then up here again. Now you've synced it, now you've emptied it, you do the sync, and then since there's nothing in the database on your local iPad, whatever is in the cloud will replace it entirely. So that's a trick. You can do the same, use that also with restore from email. If you're not confident of what's in your database and you want to replace it with a backup or whatever is in the cloud, you just empty it first. And that's about it for that topic.